Welcome back to Autonomous Frontiers, where we explore the intersection of innovation, leadership, and the technologies shaping our future. I'm your host, Alex Clug. In our last episode, we covered the challenging, exciting early days of founding Avra Medical Robotics. We talked about building a company from the ground up in the highly competitive and regulated world of medical technology, MedTech. But a startup's journey doesn't end with a successful launch. To truly make a global impact, you have to scale. And for Avra, scaling meant joining forces with a visionary partner with shared ambition. Today, we're telling a story of how we took Avra to the next level. This is behind-the-scenes tale of how we acquired and merged with SS Innovations to create SS Innovations International, a now billion-dollar Nasdaq-listed public company, and how we brought a revolutionary surgical robotic system to the world stage. This is the story of merging to scale. By 2022, Avra Medical Robotics had established itself as a publicly traded company on the OTC market, then over-the-counter market. We had a strong foundation in medical robotics, software, and AI, and we had even collaborated with giants like IBM on projects for their Watson project. But we were at a crossroads. We had the innovation, but we needed a pathway to accelerate growth and expand our reach globally. At the same time, halfway across the world in India, a renowned cardiac surgeon named Dr. Sudhir Srivastava was on a mission. We knew him for many years from past work that we'd done jointly and had stayed in touch. And him, after a successful career in the United States, where he performed over 1,400 robotic surgeries, he returned to India with a powerful vision to make the benefits of robotic surgery affordable and accessible to everyone. He had witnessed firsthand how the high cost of existing robotic systems, which can run into the millions of dollars, was a major barrier to adoption, especially in developing nations. The market was, and still is, dominated by a single player, Intuitive Surgical, with its Da Vinci system. While an incredible piece of technology, its price tag puts it out of reach for many hospitals around the world. Dr. Srivastava decided to tackle this problem head-on. In 2013, he put his surgical practice on hold, invested $4.5 million of his own life savings, and began the arduous journey of building a new surgical robot from scratch. He started in his home with a small team of engineers driven by the goal of creating a world-class system at a fraction of the cost, without sacrificing quality. The result of that relentless effort was the SSI Mantra. The name Mantra itself speaks to the system's purpose, a tool to be repeated, to be used widely, to become a standard. It was designed to be modular, user-friendly, and technologically advanced, with 3D 4K visualization and a suite of specialized instruments. Most importantly, it was designed to be affordable, not just the upfront cost, but the ongoing costs as well. This was a game changer. Here was a company, SS Innovations, that had not only built a competitor to the market leader, but had done so with a focus on accessibility. They were addressing the single biggest obstacle to the global adoption of robotic surgery. For us at Avra, this was the perfect synergy. We had the public company structure and the access to U.S. capital markets. They had a groundbreaking, clinically validated hardware platform and a deep understanding of the needs of emerging markets. It was clear that by joining forces, we could create something truly special. So, in November of 2022, we entered into a definitive merger agreement. Now let me explain how this worked. Because it's a fascinating example of strategic deal-making, we at Avra acquired and merged with SS Innovations' parent company, CardioVentures, a Bahamian company. Avra remained a legal, publicly traded entity, the same company, the same U.S. tax ID, but we changed our name to SS Innovations International and our stock symbol on the OTC trading market from AVMR to SSII to reflect our new shared mission and the global scale of what we were building together. This structure allowed us to bring SS Innovations' incredible technology into a publicly traded U.S. company much faster and more efficiently than a traditional IPO, which can take a year or more. It was a strategic move designed for speed and impact. We officially closed the merger in April of 2023, and a new global force in surgical robotics was born. The vision was no longer just about Avra or just about SS Innovations. It was about creating a global leader in affordable surgical robotics. And the market recognized the potential. SSI achieved a unicorn valuation, meaning the company was valued at over $1 billion. That's a testament to the power of our combined strength and the enormous opportunity in front of us. but the work was just beginning. Achieving a unicorn valuation was a milestone, but the next major goal was to uplist from the OTC market to the Nasdaq. Now, for those who may not be familiar, a Nasdaq listing is a significant step up. It provides greater visibility, enhanced credibility, and access to a much larger pool of institutional investors. It tells the world that your company meets some of the highest standards in the financial markets. One thing you can always count on is surprises and challenges, though. In this case, our audit firm, required for publicly fully reporting companies such as we were, they lost their license to practice. This caused us and several hundred other companies scrambling to get new auditors. As a result, we needed to get all of our financials reviewed and re-audited, starting all the way back from our foundation. But after months of rigorous preparation, in April of 2025, we completed all that work and we successfully uplisted to the Nasdaq capital market under the ticker symbol, still the same, SSII. We were able to do a straight up listing as we qualified for Nasdaq without requiring any funding process. This was a pivotal moment. It signaled to the world that SSII was ready to compete on a global scale, and the numbers backed it up. By the time of our Nasdaq listing, the Mantra system was already making a significant impact. Let me share some of those numbers because they really tell the story. Over 3,500 surgeries have been performed using the Mantra, including nearly 200 complex cardiac surgeries, with 0 reported device-related injuries or complications. 0. That's a remarkable safety record. The system had been installed in 75 hospitals across India and was expanding into countries like Nepal, Ecuador, Guatemala, the Philippines, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, and Ukraine. Revenue had grown to $20.6 million in 24, which was a 251% increase from the prior year. The growth trajectory was extraordinary. And then there was the telesurgery breakthrough. SSI became the first and only company in India to receive a regulatory approval for robotic telesurgery and teleproctoring. Well, what does that mean in practice, though? It means a surgeon sitting in one city can operate a robotic system in a hospital thousands of miles away. We successfully performed the world's first robotic cardiac telesurgeries. Think about what that means for a patient in a rural area who would otherwise have no access to world-class cardiac surgery. This wasn't just a technical achievement, it was a profound step towards Dr. Srivastava's original vision of decentralizing excellence and bringing world-class surgical care to undeserved and underserved communities. When I step back and look at this entire journey, the merger wasn't just a financial transaction. It was the fusion of two complementary visions. At one side, you had a U.S. public company with access to capital markets and deep expertise in medical robotics. On the other, you had a visionary surgeon in India who had built a groundbreaking surgical robot from scratch with his own savings. Bringing those two together created something neither could have achieved alone. The global surgical robotics market is projected to grow to tens of billions of dollars in the coming years, and the fastest growth is happening in the Asia-Pacific region and emerging markets, and that is exactly where SSI is positioned. The company is now pursuing the EU CE mark certification and, of course, the US FDA approval for the SSI Mantra, which would also open up two of the largest healthcare markets in the world. In the US, it's estimated that about 72% of people don't have easy access to robotic surgery. They're called the ASCs, ambulatory surgical centers, and smaller rural hospitals that can't afford the existing system. So there's a big opportunity even in the US. Looking back, the journey from co-founding Avra in 2015 with Barry Cohen to become a senior advisor at a billion-dollar Nasdaq-listed company has been incredible. It underscores a core belief I've always held. From my time at West Point to my career in business, true leadership is about recognizing opportunities for synergy, having the courage to forge new paths, and never losing sight of the mission. In this case, that mission is making life-saving surgical technology accessible to people everywhere, regardless of where they live or what they can afford. Well, that's all the time we have for today on Autonomous Frontiers. Join me next time as we explore another facet of the innovation landscape. Until then, stay curious and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.